Alright, Shalom. This is your brother Shamar from Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWAHSHI, BAHASHAM, QUADASH. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. Real quick, I just want to go over a few scriptures, man. Just flow through the Spirit. We'll start with this, 2 Ezra 9 and 11. It says, "And they that have loved my law, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not, but despised it." That's the majority of these people out here, these two-thirds, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You despise this word, you despise this truth, man. You don't take heed to the truth being told to you. There's a lot of so-called Jakes. They acknowledge the fact that they're Israelites, but that's as far as it goes for them. And they just, yeah, I'm an Israelite, and that's about it, man. They take it no further than that. But the scripture says that you're supposed to grow in this faith. So basically, they have no faith, man. They're just looking at this thing as some kind of fad or some kind of movement or something, which it isn't, man. It is a movement, but it's a movement from YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, man. And this truth is only given to us of a select men that were able to receive it. The scriptures talk about the one received the word. How different people receive it, man. Some receive it on stony ground, and they get choked by the cares of their life. Some receive it some receive it, and the devil comes and takes it away from them, man. Some receive it and they endure for a while, and then they go back to to their own fucking worldly ways. So the majority of our people, man, they despise this truth. They despise this work, man. They despise the truth that's being told to them. They despise his word. I'm going to keep on going. The same must know it after death by pain. So the only way that these jakes are going to learn, man, is by through nuclear destruction. They're going to get theirs. Ultimately, all Israel shall be saved, but the majority of you jakes, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're gonna be given that famine, that nuclear destruction, that fire, that great judgment that reserved for the wicked, man. You're gonna go die along with the wicked. With that, I got Proverbs 1 and 7. This is Proverbs 1 and 7, and it says, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So they don't want to be instructed. They don't want to be taught. They don't want to be corrected, man, because they're too comfortable in this system. In the book of Micah said this is not our rest, but these jakes out here, they want to make this their rest. They're very comfortable in Babylon, man, and all the folly and bread and circus that comes with it. And but that ain't nothing but an illusion when you really look at it, man. Because at the end of the day, you're still a fucking slave. You're under captivity. You really ain't allowed to do shit. You can't do as freely as you want. You can't go what you want. You can't wake up and do what you want. You gotta go serve this fucking white man. But you think that this is all good, man. You fell for the lie of what they call the American dream, where they tell you you work hard, you get you a little house and a little woman and kids, and raise kids and shit, and there's men that have kids and they have wives, but when you really look at that, man, that's just their life has no meaning. They just work for folly. They just work for for mirth. They're not in a diligent spirit. They live a carefree life. They're not really concerned about the weightier matters of faith or truth. They despise wisdom and instruction, man. They don't like to be told what to do. They don't like to be told what to do. They don't want to listen to his word, because his word will tell them and convince them that they're wrong. His word will tell them and convince them that they're living foul, man. And the thing about it is that they like living foul. They like doing the wickedness that they do. The wickedness that the so-called white man taught them. You Edomites, man. With that, I want to get 1 Samuel 2 and 30. This is 1 Samuel 2 and 30. And it says, "Wherefore the Lord, power of Israel, saith, I said indeed that thy house and the house of thy father should walk before me forever. But now the Lord saith, Be it far from me. For them that honor me will I honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. So the Lord laying it down right there, man. If you honor the Lord will honor you, man. If you go hard for the Lord, when that time of mercy and salvation comes, the Lord will show you that mercy and salvation come. But you have to show forth through your works and through your faith that you're really about this thing, man. You know, that's just the way it goes, man. You go hard for the Lord's gonna go hard for you. You trust in the Lord will deliver you. Most high willing, we be those men that endure unto the end. I'll keep on going. For them that honor me will I honor, and they that despise me shall be lightly esteemed. And the word lightly esteemed basically means be counted for as nothing. And those that despise the Lord, those that despise His word, those that despise His truth, basically the Lord doesn't care about you. With that, I'm gonna go back to 2 Esdras 9 and 10. I think it is. This is Salakia. 2 Esdras 9 and 10. And I'm gonna keep on going. The same must know it after. I'll read again. 2 Esdras 9 and 10. It says for 11. Salakia. They that have loathed my law, where they have yet liberty, and when yet a place repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. The same must know it after death by pain. So you're gonna load the law. You're gonna get this truth. Like they say, you either learn the hard way or the easy way. And the majority of you jakes, you're gonna learn the hard way, man. You're gonna learn by judgment and by severe punishment. Right now, men of the truth, we catch hell, and we get chastened by the Lord from time to time. But we're suffering for righteousness' sake, man. And the majority of jakes, you so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, you're gonna learn the hard way, man. And I'm going to keep on going. Verse 13, it says, Therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, who the world is, and for whom the world is created. And that's talking about the elect, man. So, worry about your own salvation, man. If you're a man in this, in this truth, and you part of a camp, or you really learning this truth for the first time, worry about your own salvation. Don't worry about, what little Ray or Jose down the block, about them, man. If you hear this truth and it vibes with you and it resonates with you, then worry about your own salvation, man. Worry about doing the things that you gotta do to please the Lord, man. Because we're not here to please men. We're here to please YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, man. So you have to have the mentality of doing what you gotta do to get yourself in good graces with the Lord, man. Worry about, studying the scriptures, going into this word and learning, man, because that's what the Lord requires us, man. The Lord requires us to study to show ourselves approved, to be in this word, get out of that carnal spirit, that carnal mind state, man. Read that again. Therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, and who the world is, and from whom the world is created. And the world was created for the elect's sake, man. The 144,000 of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. They're gonna be the inheritors of the earth, the co-inheritors with YAHAWAHSHI, who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ, man. Then answered I and said, I said it before, and I do speak, and they will speak it hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish, than of them which shall be saved. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. So majority of people on earth, they're doomed for destruction and death. So knowing that, and knowing the scriptures say that, then that should put some kind of fear in you, man. Human beings, we have an instinct of self-preservation. So they say, where you're instinctively doing things to preserve your own self, man. So you should be wondering how you can get saved, man. What is required of you to please the Lord? What is required of you to obtain His grace and His mercy. But you know what? Only the elect are going to be saved anyways, and only the elect are going to have the Spirit in them to inquire about these things, and only the elect are going to understand this truth, and only the elect are going to take it to heart, man. And the rest of the world are just going to cast it behind them, man. They're going to cast His word behind them. Kind of had a brief interruption, but like I said, man, only the elect are gonna get this truth and do this work correctly, man. Only the elect are gonna understand. Was that I'm gonna go back to 2 Corinthians 9:2. It says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the hearts will begin to visit the world which He made." So those men that the Lord put the Spirit on to understand this word, they're gonna understand, what the signs of the times really mean. They're gonna understand what kind of world that they're living in. They're gonna know who's who and what's what, basically, you know. And only a men of the Lord, they're gonna be the only ones inquiring of those things, man, and be curious about those things, because the majority of the world they really don't care, man. And for that I'm gonna get Matthew 24:3. Okay, it said Matthew 24:3, and He said upon the Mount of Olives, talking about YAHAWAHSHI, the disciples came unto Him privately, saying, "Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming in the end of the world?" So only the men of the Lord are going to be curious about, what the Lord's going to be doing in these last days. Only they're going to inquire about, and wonder and look deep into and research what the Lord's going to be doing in these last days. And Yahawashi answered him, "Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many." So right there, first thing off the bat, Yahawashi is saying, take heed that no man deceive you, man. So you got to be very circumspect on what you're hearing and who you hear it from, man. And the thing about it, man, the only one that got 100% true doctrine is Great Millstone. These other camps and these other so-called pastors and preachers, they have a false doctrine, man. So that's why you have to take heed that no man deceive you. You especially can't listen to this fucking white man, because he got this all tricked up, man. Well, he's a devil. So he's all about trickery and deceit, man. So take heed that no man deceive you. So you got to be circumspect of what you're hearing, and you got to filter everything through the scriptures, and you got to filter everything through the Spirit. If the Spirit is dealing with you, then you're gonna separate the meat from the bone, so to speak, man. When you studying certain things, and when you watching certain videos, you're gonna be able to separate the meat from the bones, because the Spirit will be working with you. And ye shall hear the wars and rumors of wars, so that see that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So right off the bat, the Lord is telling you that there's going to be a terrible time here on earth, man. It's not going to be a time of mirth and folly. But the thing about it is that the majority of our people, they're in that spirit of mirth and folly. They're in that spirit of vanity, man. But the Lord's saying that, all that really is just a illusion. But the Lord's saying that, to those men that are truly sincere, that it's going to be a time of sorrow. It's going to be a time of great tribulation. Jacob's trouble, man. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And that's going to happen too, man. Who you thought had your back ain't going to have your back, man. You can't be trusting these people in the world. Friends, family, you're gonna get betrayed by them. For being in this truth, man. For being in this truth and believing this truth, they're already doing it. They're demonizing the men that go out there and do the work, man, and they're gonna continue to do that. But the thing about it, you can't do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. So that's been going on, man, and that's going to continue. They looking to pervert this truth, man. That's why they got these agents, like these other camps where they like IUIC and GOCC, where they teach they try to teach this feel good doctrine, man, or like Edomites can be saved, and and the microchip is not the mark of the beast, and just a bunch of off things, man. They don't teach the whole role, but we're commanded to teach the whole role according to the eat the whole role and teach the whole role according to the book of Ezekiel, man. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So there's gonna be a lot of disobedience. There's gonna be a lot of rebellion. There's gonna be a lot of persecution. There's gonna be a lot of wicked things happening, man. Because this white man's gonna stir things up. But he's only doing that, through the power of YAHAWAHSHI, man. The Lord's giving him access and permission to do the things that he do. He's gonna give access and permission to come down upon the men of the Lord and persecute the men of the Lord, man. Because this is the scripture. Because you always gotta remember this is the Most High moving. And in a movie, you always gotta. It's always interesting to see conflict. It's always interesting to see a challenge. You always interesting to see the underdog fight for his life and make it in the end, man. And this is the Most High's movie, man. So the Most High can do whatever he wants, and he can stir up whatever he wants, man. And the Lord persecutes and puts hell on his man. That's just the way it is. You can read throughout all the scriptures how the Lord made his prophets. He didn't give them an easy life, man. He never gave none of his prophets an easy life, man. He gave his prophets a hard life. Why? To test their faith and to harden their spirit, man. To teach him things, to teach him, that's how you learn, man. You learn through experience, and you learn through suffering, and you learn through going through trials and tribulations, man. That's how you get built up. That's how you build up your faith. You build up your mentality. You build up yourself in this faith, man, by going through these experiences and these hardships and these tribulations, man. And he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And so that goes back to enduring in temptations and trials and hardships, man. All that takes endurance. All that takes enduring. All that takes an enduring mentality and spirit. All that takes a patient and suffering spirit to go through all those things. And if you're one of those elect men, the Lord puts a spirit on you to have that faith to endure and to be patient and to suffer and to bear your cross daily and to catch whatever hell is appointed unto you, then Most High willing, you be one of those men, and you'll get those good graces and mercy when Yahawashi comes back to judge this world. And this gospel of the verse 14, and the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness come unto all nations, and then shall the end come. And that's what we're waiting for, man. We're waiting for the end to come, because this gospel has been preached to all the nations, man. We're just waiting for more prophecies to unravel and reveal themselves, man. The elder Tahar, he claimed this the year of the Karagma, the year of the chip, man. And we're already seeing that to be true. We're already seeing the chip being enforced on a grander scale throughout the whole world, man. Through legislation, through technology. The chip is out there. There's the chip is being mass produced, man. The RFID chip is being mass produced and is getting prepared to be put into use and enforced on the human population, man, according to the book of Revelation. And with that, I want to get Slakia. Try and go back to 2nd Esdras 9:1. Kind of yeah, and I'll go back. Yeah, kind of. I'm just jumping around the scriptures, man. The 2nd Esdras 9:1, he said, he answered me and then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, when thou shalt see his parts of the signs pass. And we just went over the signs in Matthew the 24th chapter, man. So these were the signs that Ezra was talking, that the Lord told Ezra David was talking about, man. And that just showed you too how the Apocrypha coincides with the Old and New Testament, man. These Edomites, they have the claim where the Apocrypha is not considered canon or not considered part of the Holy Scriptures. But the thing about it is that the Apocrypha, you know, uh, which means hidden. They've been in the Bible longer. They've been out of the Bible, man. because the Apocrypha holds vital prophecies and vital information about our people. You know, and we'll keep on going. It says, he said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently yourself when thou seest part of the signs past which I have told thee before. You know, so it's all been revealed through the scriptures, man. You know, everything's been written down and laid out in the scriptures. With that, I'm gonna get Isaiah 46:10. It's Isaiah 46:10, and it says declaring the end from the beginning. So like what it says in 2 Corinthians 9:1, like I told you before. You know, so all things are being laid down in scriptures, declaring the end from the beginning, man. And from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So everything that's written in the scriptures, all the prophecies that have been fulfilled and that will be fulfilled, they are going to come to pass, and they are coming to pass very soon and very quickly. You know, you can see that happening if you have those spiritual eyes, man. You know, that I'm gonna get and what did the Lord declare in the end? From what did the Lord declare in the scriptures? He declared the end times, man. He declared what's going on right now. He declared the mark of the beast, the microchip. All that is written in the scriptures, man. And I'm gonna get Ezekiel 2:10, and that shows you what the scriptures are really about, man. It is a feel good book, but it really is not a feel good book, man. I mean, it is a comforter, but it's only a comforter to the elect, man. You know, this white man, he tried to use this as a motivational speaking tool, which it really isn't. And second, it's like Ezekiel 2:10 tells you what the scriptures are, man. And he spread it before me. He's talking about the scriptures. And it was and it was written within and without, that there was written therein lamentations, mourning, and woe. And that word woe means destruction. So that tells you right there what these scriptures are about. So make no mistake about it, man. So you got this white devil, man, you know, using the scriptures as a motivational speaking tool. But the thing about it is not a motivational speaking tool. That's why these pastors and these churches, they hardly ever bring out any scriptures. You know, they nitpick and they misuse the scriptures, man. You know, and they accuse men of great millstone of taking things out of context. But the thing, we going into context. We teaching the word correctly, which is precept upon precept, line upon line, man. That's how you're supposed to, break down this word. You know, you're supposed. It's a puzzle. You know, you go back and forth to the scriptures, the old, bringing out old things and bringing out new, like the scripture says, man. So these devils, they got it all wrong, man. You know, then right there, Ezekiel 2:10, it tells you what the scripture about lamentation, mourning, and woe. Going back to 2 Corinthians 9:2, man. Con. Said, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time when the word in the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, then thou shalt understand, man. Then thou shalt understand. If you read these scriptures and the Lord's working with you, you will understand the times and the things that are going on. You know, with that, I'm going to get Psalms 107. Go in the book of Psalms 107, I think, 43. It says, who is wise and will observe these things? You know, so what does it say in 2 Corinthians, man? You know, to watch, to observe the times diligently, man. You know, who is wise and who will observe these things? Only the elect, only the men that the Lord put the Spirit on will observe these things, will observe the time diligently. Even they shall understand the loving kindness of the Lord. And what does it say in 2 Corinthians? Then shalt thou understand. You know, then shall we understand it. The only ones going to understand is the wise, or the that's talking about the elect. They're the only ones that understand. Even they shall understand the loving kindness of YAHAWAHSHI, man. Con, think about it. You know, the Lord. If your Lord gave you that spirit to understand, to observe, and to see these things to spiritual eyes, basically He's doing that so that you prepare and you make yourself ready, man. You make yourself ready for the things that are to come. With that, I'm going to get Matthew 24 and 44. This is Matthew 24 and 44, and it said, therefore be ye also ready, For in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. So the Lord's telling us to be sober, to be vigilant, to be ready, to observe, to be in that heightened state of alertness, man, to have that warrior mentality, man, to be prepared and ready for the battle, man, the spiritual battle. You know what I'm saying? To be a soldier, man. A soldier is always ready. A soldier is always training. A soldier is always keeping himself in line. A soldier is always preparing for the next war, for the next battle. A soldier is always keeping his mind and body clean, man, to do the things that he has to do, you know, and to fight this battle that he's fighting. So we have to be ready like soldiers, man. We have to be ready like soldiers. It said, therefore be also ready, for in such an hour ye think not the Son of Man cometh, man. And then with that, I'm going to get Luke 12 and 40. And there's a reward for our diligence. There's going to be reward for us being ready. There's going to be a reward for us being good soldiers of YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI, man. This is Luke, the 12th chapter. I'm going to start at the 40th verse, I think it is. And it says here, it said, be ye therefore ready. You know, there it is again. The Lord tells us to have a ready mind state, to have a sober, vigilant mind state, observant, watchman mind state, man. You know, because we're called to be watchmen. We're called to observe the times diligently. So be therefore ye ready also, for the Son of Man cometh in an hour when ye think not. And then I'm going to keep on going. It said, then Peter said to him, Lord, speakest thou the parable unto us, or even to all? And Yahawashi said unto them, who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Lord shall make ruler over his household, to give him the portion of meat in their season? Blessed is a servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. So you're going to be blessed for being ready, for being diligent, for being on fire, for pushing this truth with the utmost of your faith and ability. You will be rewarded for your work, man. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delays his coming, I shall begin to beat the men servants and maidservants, to eat and drink and be drunken, the Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, in an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. So you always get so that spirit of folly and mirth, and that spirit of the cares of the world, you gotta constantly fight that, man, because that's gonna keep you in an unprepared, unobservant, and an undiligent mind state, man. And the Lord warns us, you know, to not fall into that fucking trap. The Lord warns us to be ready and diligent and sober and vigilant, man. You know, the Lord tells us to be soldiers, man. And the Lord said the reward will be for those men that obey that, man. The men that persevere, the men that push this truth with the utmost of their faith and ability, whatever talent and faith that the Lord gave you, man. So you gotta always put yourself in check when you walking in this truth, man. You know, you always got to put yourself in check and be mindful. And at the same time, you know, we're supposed to provoke one another to good work. So, you know, we're supposed to encourage each other to do videos and to make videos and do sit downs and to do this work with the utmost of our ability, man. Utmost of our ability. And with that, I want to get Sirach 2 and 13. Just a quick lesson, man. So in the previous scripture, the Lord warned about being in that slack spirit and being in that slack folly mind state, the cares of this world mind state. And you know, and the Lord gives us through His word, He gives us a warning right here. It says, "Woe!" This is a Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 2 and 12. It says, "Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goes two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended." And what did it say in the book of Samuel? It said that he that despises despises the Lord, shall be lightly esteemed, man, or counted as nothing. You shall not be defended. You're not going to be given no mercy or grace in that day, because you didn't you threw this word behind your back. You know, so it's important to keep yourself and examine yourself and be in that that right mind state, that soldier mind state whenever you can. Say, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goes two ways. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Woe unto you that have lost patience, and what will you do when the Lord shall visit you? They that fear the Lord will not disobey the word, and they that love him will keep his ways, man. So, you know, and I'm going to keep on going, Yakan. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well, pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. So that's the mind state we're supposed to be in right there. That's the mind state that we should have, man. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him. So that's what the fear of the Lord is, to constantly do whatever you can to be obedient and pleasing unto YAHAWAHSHI, YAHAWAHSHI. They that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts. And what did the scriptures say in Matthew, to be ready, man. Be ye ready. You know. They that fear the Lord which will please them to him, they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in the sights. So that goes with being ready, being vigilant, being sober. Saying we will not fall into the hands of the Lord and not in the hands of, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not into the hands of men. For his majesty is, so is his mercy. So that right there tells you plainly, you know, how to keep yourself in that proper mind state, man. With that, I want to close it out with 2 Peter 3:10. It says 2 Peter 3:10. And it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. Seeing then all these things that shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are to be in all holiness, conversation, and godliness, looking for and hastening to the coming day of the Lord, where the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So I'm telling you about the destruction that's coming. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heaven and new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. Wherefore, beloved, seeing that you look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him in peace, without spot, and blameless, man. So that's just a quick lesson, man. Most High willing, it was edifying. Brothers out there, man, keep yourself on that sober, that vigilant, that ready mind state. Watch, pray, study scriptures, observe the times, man. Most High willing knows edifying. But I won't say Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Shalom.